so I'm gonna hit her with Bear. Once again, I'm in and out like a magician. Start this over.
I hear the trucks are coming, they're rolling into town. There must be several thousand, and they're headed eastward bound. I knew that this was coming, I'm sure you'd all agree. When them truckers keep a rolling, just set our country free. When the grocery stores are empty, the food is running dry. Can we count on Trudeau or will he not comply? When them truckers keep a rolling, rolling on down the line. And Mr. Justin Trudeau, he'll hang his head and cry. All right.
Well, hi to the people that have come in.
I bet this brings awareness for all the world to see. Standing for our country, it takes unity. The truckers keep a rolling, rolling on down to Ottawa. It takes a lot of courage to stand up brave and tall. If they freed us from the mandate, they give our freedoms back. I'm sure that all the truckers will be rolling all the way back to work on Monday. That's where they want to be. So let the truckers convoy head our country. Go truckers!
Hey, hey. See, nobody wants to talk. I'll play another song. Here. just like that, I'm back again. It's magic. I take it you guys have noticed a theme in today's music? Fuck me. That's all I got to say.
Well, we're loading up the trucks and we're heading to Ontario. We've got a lot of miles to go. See, the work's gotten slow and the boys are getting restless. Look out, Ottawa, Ontario. Well, we're coming down the 16, we're coming down the 1. We're from BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. And if you can't hear our big trucks humming way out in the west, we'll bring them to your doorstep. That's right, boys, going on down to Ottawa town. You see, Mr. Prime Minister, it shouldn't be too much to ask. Pretty sure old Parliament Hill runs on natural gas, and I've seen that car you drive. Safe to say she don't plug in. So if burning oil's for sinners, well then, buddy, you're all in. Yes, we're rolling down the Yellowhead, we're coming down the 1. We're rolling 18-wheelers and we're bringing everyone who's tired of waiting for you to come around. So, Mr. Prime Minister, we're coming to your town. Well, we're loading up the trucks and we're heading to Ontario. We've got a lot of miles to go. See, the work's gotten slow and the boys are getting restless. Look out, Ottawa, Ontario. Look out, Ottawa, Ontario.
Oh, there's 3 of you in here now. Does anybody want to say hi? Or fuck off even? Mike, you can. Oh yeah, you can. I ain't blocked you yet. Ah, for fuck's sake, I keep disappearing. That's good. Well, hopefully I won't fuck up anymore. Hey Josh, how's it going? Everybody's been mute so far except for you, so I just been playing Tucker, but Tucker songs, I mean. We got 5 people in here now, which is good, I guess. Wow, I found something. Where the fuck is it here? Okay, I'm over there safe. I won't get booted. So sensitive folks.
Consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball. It's consumption. The only true lasting American value that's left. Buying things.
Hey, Machine Steve.
Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. So we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. So I don't worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. That's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all
This
you
is
need to get to
supposed to
college
be
is a
a
fucking
comedy,
pencil.
but the guy's talking the truth,
Yeah,
and this was
that's
20 years ago.
Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start? Left behind? Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks. It's the same reason that will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table to figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. Nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know?
For those of you who don't recognize the voice, this is George Carlin.
The fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
thought that was pretty pertinent to what's going on, really. Oh, fuck. Hey, Matrix Transparency, how's it going? How did I get that back? Sucker, I can't. Well, I had more music to play, but I just fucking deleted it all. Things are not going very good today.
Now, there's one thing you might have noticed I don't complain about. Politicians. Everybody complains about politicians. Everybody says they suck.
Yeah.
Well, where do people think these politicians come from? They don't fall out of the sky. They don't pass through a membrane from another reality. They come from American parents and American families, American homes, American schools, American churches, American businesses, and American universities, and they're elected by American citizens. This is the best we can do, folks. This is what we have to offer. It's what our system produces. Garbage in, garbage out. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to get selfish, ignorant leaders. The term limits ain't going to do you any good. You're just going to wind up with a brand new bunch of selfish, ignorant Americans. So maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here. Like the public. Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks. Fuck hope. Fuck hope. Because if it's really just the fault of these politicians, then where are all the other bright people of conscience? Where are all the bright, honest, intelligent Americans ready to step in and save the nation and lead the way? We don't have people like that in this country. Everybody's at the mall, scratching his ass, picking his nose, taking his credit card out of his fanny pack and buying a pair of sneakers with lights in them. So I have solved this little political dilemma for myself in a very simple way. On election day, I stay home. I don't vote. Fuck them. Fuck them. I don't vote. Two reasons I don't vote. First of all, it's meaningless. This country was bought and sold and paid for a long time ago. The shit they shuffle around every 4 years doesn't mean a fucking thing. And secondly, I don't vote because I believe if you vote, you have no right to complain. People like to twist that around, I know. They say, well, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. But where's the logic in that? If you vote, and you elect dishonest, incompetent people, and they get into office and screw everything up, well, you are responsible for what they have done. You caused the problem. You voted them in. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, who did not vote, who, in fact, did not even leave the house on election day, am in no way responsible for what these people have done, and have every right to complain as loud as I want about the mess you created that I had nothing to do with. So I know that a little later on this year, you're going to have another one of those really swell presidential elections that you like so much. You'll enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure as soon as the election is over, your country will improve immediately. As for me, I'll be home on that day doing essentially the same thing as you. The only difference is, when I get finished masturbating, I'm going to have a little something to show for it, folks. Thank you very much.
What can I say? George was a man ahead of his time. Well, I guess we could go through this song, huh?
Breaker 19, this here's a rubber duck. You got a copy on me, Love Machine? 10 for Pig Pen, for sure. Back up, it's clean, clear to Taco Town. Yeah, we definitely got
Hey.
June when they highball over the pass. Bulldog Mac with a 10 on back and a Jaguar hauling ass. He's 10 on the floor, stroking bores, seat cover starting to gain. Now Beaver, you trucking with a rubber duck, and I'm about to pull a plug on your drain. New Mexico, on I-4O like a Texas lizard on glass. 1,000 pedals was mashing the metal and bears was walking the grass. We trucked all day and we trucked all night, Big Benny improving our style. We could tell by the smell we was heading for hell, and the devil was Dirty Lyle. Now Lyle was a creep, he was tacky and cheap, but he had him a badge and a gun. He hated the duck and he hated his truck, and he loved to bust truckers for fun. So he followed the line and he bided his time, and he watched for his chance to strike. Then he picked on a trucker, yeah, wiry old sucker, he had the trucker we call it Spider Mike. But the great rubber duck sort of run out of luck when he crossed that final bridge. There's choppers and rigs full of guns and pigs, they fall in the wall on the ridge. He showed no fear as he grabbed his gear and he stuck it with Granddaddy Low. Then guns went boom and his ass went zoom and the Mac took a terminal blow. Well, that big black Mac stopped dead in their tracks when the trailer flew high in the air. There was pieces of truck and some pieces of duck, junk and debris everywhere. Then the rig took a drink and commenced to sink, and there was no duck no more. But that evil smile from dirty old Lyle showed south on the North Texas shore.
Better go back and see what's been happening. Well, for 6 people in chat, I've got 3 talking. And 3 giving me watch hours. Oh, 4. Hey, Jane, how's it going today? What game you watching, Jane? That's a good one, Canadian rates. That's too much. Wow. I'll have to try. Oh, a little bit of football. Huh. Well, if that's the case, Jane, I would just turn it off. Oh, it's close yet. Yeah, you still got. I thought maybe you're getting beat 30-10 or something. But 7-3 is not bad. Well, okay, gotta play this one.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound just like a bandit run. Keep the foot hard on the pedal, some never mind his brakes. Let it all hang out cause we got a run to make. The boys are thirsty in Atlanta and there's beer in Texarkana. We'll bring it back no matter what it takes. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound just like a bandit run. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound just like a bandit run. Old Smokey's got them ears on, he's hot on your trail. He's gonna arrest and you're in jail. So you got to dodge him, you got to duck him, you gotta keep that diesel trucking. Just put that hammer down and give it hell. Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound just like a bandit run.
Fucking holy forbid. Oh yeah, I never get really cold, Jane. She's Never complain about the weather, you just endure it. It's always there, so bitching's not gonna do any good. And just about everybody lives south of me, so if they're not staying warm, they're not living right. Hey. Hey, I'm nuts. Hey, I'm talking to you. The truck is going to be gone in seconds. You don't need to sit there and watch it leave. You don't need to say goodbye either. Oh, never worry about me, Jane. Ah, there's 7 or 8 billion people on the planet. You can't worry about them all. Just worry about your immediate family. Most of the time, I know it's. This winter it was down to minus 40, Jane. Last winter, it made it down to, I think it was minus 52 Fahrenheit and minus 48 Celsius. Well, I see that I have a very poor imagination. So, yeah, it was cold. My water froze up on me twice last winter, but it didn't this winter because I was ahead of things. Matrix. If you're in YouTube, press the 3 dots on the side, and the first thing that comes up should say uh, go to page. Oh, that's another thing. Where the hell is. Oh, I better go check her. Here's another song for them truckers. Maybe I already listened to this. Nope. What the fuck? Wow. Had me confused there for a second.
Head out on the highway, looking for adventure.
Sure, machines do.
Whatever comes our way. Yeah, I gotta go make it happen. Take the world in a loving breath. Fire all of the guns that come explode into space. I love smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind. And the feeling that I'm under. Yeah, I gotta go make it happen. Take the world in a loving way. Fire all of the guns and buttons, explode into space.
Okay, this here Jane is
We were born,
somebody.
we can fly so high.
Matrix.
I never wanna die. Born to be wild. Born to be wild.
Who the fuck is this again? I think getting close there, Matrix. It was the host posted your link. Now, who in the hell's the person I want to post below that? Does anybody know? Machines Tube, that's who it is. But anybody, if you want to join a channel and they are in chat in YouTube, the three white buttons on the side, you click on that, and right at the top it'll say join channel, I think. Or take me to channel, something like that. What only works if I have a, don't I have a wrench? Don't you have a wrench, Josh? Well, Josh, I posted 2 links for them. Might as well just turn the damn thing off, Jane. Oh, I see. I see. Now I understand. Sorry about that there, Josh. So I gotta go back to giving everybody a wrench, or just a select few yet. Where do you want to go to, Jane? Quite a ways apart. No, I don't think he does. Yeah, I'll be well. He's got to have a channel, but whether he has anything on it or not is hard to say. Oh, you're welcome, Jane. I guess that would be one way to settle a testosterone fight. Only give females wrenches. Ooh, what do you think about that, Josh? Oh, damn, Josh, you're on the bit. Oh, I'm subscribed. Oh, he does have some fucking videos too. I've watched at least 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Ooh, it's the Rev.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. I spend most of my day just watching streams and looking at news and stuff, Twitter and Facebook, all the convoy stuff.
Yeah, me too. But I see one mainstream media in Canada has started reporting the truth.
Well, I wouldn't say they're reporting the truth. They're starting to report. I wouldn't call it exactly the truth.
Yeah. But, well, they were out talking to truckers and asking them why they were out there instead of standing off and just talking about the truckers. So they are getting closer to the truth.
Well, yeah, no, things are certainly somewhat shifting. Like, is it Manitoba or Saskatchewan, one or the other? I think it was Saskatchewan. The premier there said, "Oh well, we're gonna end our mandates and stuff here soon for people coming over the border," which doesn't really matter because the border is staffed by federal employees, not provincial employees. But
Yeah.
and Ontario's top doctor came out 2 days ago and said it's time to start learning to live with this COVID rather than continuing to have all this bullshit. I'm sure that one put Justin Trudeau into fucking having fits.
Well, originally, the biggest reason we had for doing all this hiding and shit was to stop it from spreading so fast because our hospital resources would get used up so quick.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they have enough hospitals ready?
Well, because they keep firing nurses because they won't fucking get vaccinated.
I know.
Hey, everybody in the chat. Yeah, no, it's. See, we're starting to see some movement. Even though the press is starting to cover what's going on in Ottawa a little bit, they're still not covering enough. Like, most of the country doesn't know there's been giant rallies in every city this weekend. There was a huge rally in Victoria. There was hundreds of trucks in Saskatchewan. There was a big rally in Vancouver. There was a big rally in Calgary. There's been big rallies in almost every major city in the country. It's not getting covered.
Yeah. Yeah. Just fucking bullshit. I think instead of just saying stop the mandates, let's say, hey, we're going to change fucking everything.
Well, the people in Ottawa are not just saying stop the mandates. The people in Ottawa today in their speeches, they were saying we're done with the mandates. We're just not doing it anymore. We're not putting on masks anymore. We're fucking done. We're not
Yeah,
waiting for you to tell us it's okay. We're just not doing it anymore.
yeah, that's okay. I agree with that. But not a fucking single raise in taxes of anybody in the bottom 10% or 20% even of the fucking Canadian population.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, some of the speeches today. I'm sure you were probably watching them, but some were, yeah, government contracts, cancel them. Fuck them.
Yeah,
They're screwing us. Screw them.
yeah.
Bernier just came out and he's calling on the government to hire back all the workers they fired because they wouldn't get fucking vaccinated. And
Yeah, there's a lot of two-facedness on, I've seen, but we already knew that's the way government
well,
business.
I mean, I've said it many times. I used to work for the federal government. I don't anymore because of my health. But if it wasn't for my health, I would have still been working there, and I would have been fired because I wouldn't have taken it.
Yeah. 801, how's it going? So I got a guy just before Christmas. He done some work for me. He sent me the bill, and he never sent me a receipt. Twice I've asked him for a receipt.
Mm.
Do you think he's trying to get away without paying taxes?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, but who the fuck knows?
If that's what he's trying to do, he should have given me a break.
It's actually I can say from somebody who used to work for the Canada Revenue Agency, it's not unusual. Some small businesses collect the GST, but they don't send it in.
Ah. Well, I am gonna have to say, either give me a fucking receipt or I'm gonna turn you into the tax man.
801. I guess I did say hey chat, but I'll get some names here. 801, Matrix, Josh, Jane.
801. Are you partying or hungover? Or both? I know you're that kind of guy.
So I'm thinking about starting a new series for my channel. I haven't decided on it yet, but you know how I do much like what the Audit does and Lackluster does with other people's videos, and then I cover some other stories that aren't even really other people's videos. I'm thinking of starting a CRR interview series where I interview various people who have been the subject of my videos.
I think that would go over pretty good.
Well, and some people I would really like to have on there. Like I covered that one of my last videos before I had disappeared for a while. There was the death of Braden Herman that was killed by that 32-year veteran of the RCMP. I wouldn't mind having his half brother. I think it's half brother or step brother up. I think that would be a really good one. He's going to be limited on what he can say because he's civilly suing the guy, and the matter's still before the courts as far as the guy's murder trial and all that stuff. But
still, it would be good.
Yeah, no, I think in particular that one would be really good. But then, no, it's I figure even just with auditors, because I audit, I do a video on another auditor's video and kind of pick it apart a little bit, and then have them up like a week later to have an interview.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say stop it right there for a commercial break. Well, in these trying times, we have to say, fuck YouTube for
Well, that's always that.
getting rid of our free speech. We don't mind them getting rid of the bullying, but free speech is still allowed, or it should be allowed. And from there, we'll go to Google, parent company of fucking YouTube. Well, them two, fuck them all. They're not worth a goddamn. And from there, we'll go to their friends, big business. Fuck them too. All they try and do is fucking suck us into buying things. If people got over buying everything all the time, something new comes out, big business would collapse. And happy fuck the cops day.
You know, the people help out the big businesses a lot in their data mining. You know, on Facebook, when you see those posts that are just elicited to get clicks, like, you know, tell us where you'd like to go first. What was your first car, or blah blah blah, or whatever. What was your first pet's name? And you'll see thousands and thousands and thousands of people replying to those. It's all about data mining, man. All about data mining. I never reply to those, ever.
Goddamn, Jane. I wouldn't mind coming down and sharing a meal that either you or either one cooked, by the sounds of it. Potatoes, cornbread, ham, and beans. Ooh.
I just made Alfredo pasta earlier.
That sounds not too bad, too.
Some ground chicken and some ground spicy sausage and some Alfredo sauce and a can of cheese soup. And the spices, of course.
I ate all the meat off the ham, so I kept the bone for, I don't know, it sat in the fridge for 2 or 3 weeks. Took it out and threw it in the pot and boiled her for an hour and a half. Cooling it off, gonna pull the bones out. Oh, it's a ham bone. I should have boiled a lot of the salt and the fat out of it. And might give a bone to one of my dogs. And tomorrow, I think I might get her boiling again and throw in. No, I'm kind of confused. Oh, and fucking jalapeno cornbread. That's good. I don't know if I'm going to go yellow beans, split green pea, or I think I got a 5-bean soup. Or maybe I should just fucking mix them all in there together. Oh, it's hell having to make all those decisions. Fried chicken, potatoes, and cream corn. Damn. No greens?
Just yellows today, by the looks of it.
At least Dado one has jalapeno. That's greens.
I was having a little bit of fun with Ashamed earlier because he was out and about and he was down by the water and he set up his camera and was doing a live stream and he thought he had the camera on one side of his phone pointing out to the ocean on, but he had the camera on the other side, so we were just seeing his face up really up close. he couldn't read the chat, and he was like, "This is the Bay of Fundy." I was like, "Wow, that bay's got some teeth."
I just couldn't come down to where you live, Jane. Thanks for saying I would be welcome, but ooh, too hot. Or is that you all was just for Matrix and 801? I really would like come down and try some authentic Southern cooking. I've made cornbread with jalapeno and some other stuff in it, cheese, and it was good. But I'm not really authentic Southerner, so I don't know if it was good as a Southern dish.
Well, you don't have to be Southern. I make a damn good jambalaya, and I live in Canada, so hey.
Yeah, I still would like to try down there because fucking gator. We don't get gator up here or catfish. I would like to try that, all of that. I wouldn't even mind going out and capturing myself one of them 20-foot pythons to eat.
I hear the snakes are stringy, but they taste like chicken.
Probably. I've had frog, and damn, frog is nice. And I don't know, them freaking when this snake gets this big around, you should be able to cut some nice steaks off it, I would think.
Yeah, well, I don't know what they follow. You know, depends which way it goes. Like with fish, the smaller, like if let's take salmon. If you have a 5 pound salmon or a 20 pound salmon, that
Yeah.
5 pound salmon will taste better than the 20 pounder. They just don't taste as good when they get bigger. So depends
Yeah.
which way they go. But cows, hey, big cows taste good, so maybe big snakes taste good.
It's hard. Yeah, but there's a difference between a big snake and the cow because eating the big snake would be eating the cow, eating a calf would be eating that snake's offspring. So I don't know. I would like to try. I would like to have tried a lot of things in my life. And now this is the most fun I can have.
I'm game for most. I'm game to try most meats, but certain things I'm not going to do, like bull testicles. No thanks. Don't want none of that. Cow tongue? Nope. Don't want none of that.
Holy fuck, man! Cow tongue is good.
Yeah, well,
If I
I
served it to you, you wouldn't even and didn't tell you what it was. You just said, "Oh,
Soylent Green. Don't want none of that.
oh yeah, I saw that green. Me neither." A lot of people think we're talking in code words there.
If they're not old enough, yeah.
Uh, mm,
Soylent Green is people.
yeah, and if we'd kept going the way we were going, that might have happened. But with us fighting against the powers now, maybe we might get away with it. Head cheese. I've never eaten Rocky Mountain oysters. I don't think.
No. Bull testicles.
Yeah. I do remember helping to castrate a lot of actually, you castrate bulls and turn them into steers. But I don't think we ever ate anything that we cut out. Whenever we cut them out, we always threw them on the ground for the dogs or the pigs. Well, Jay Miller, that's another thing you gotta not to worry so much about. Look at me, I've lost somewhere between 40 and 50 pounds in the last 7 years, maybe. Maybe the full 11, I don't know. But I'm just getting into fighting weight. Haven't been this light since I was in my 30s.
I have been about the same weight, plus or minus 10 pounds, pretty much since, well, for like almost 30 years, pretty much.
Yeah, I drank a lot of pop. Ate at odd hours because I worked shift work, days, afternoons, and the nights.
No. I guess I shouldn't say plus or minus 10 pounds, maybe plus or minus 20, because when I was 24, I was 225. I was 225 and built like a fucking shit brick house, but now I'm about 210, and it's just not all in the same place it used to be.
Yeah, well, I'm 210 too. Last time I weighed, I was pretty damn close. But I'll have a can of sardines and 2 slices of toast, no butter on it, for a meal. Actually, I eat enough. I'm surviving. I'm slowly losing weight. I last time I went to the doctor, I was healthy on my blood tests. Every one of them was good, he said. Oh, escargot is pretty good, 801.
Yeah, I don't think I could try snails.
Oh, really? They are good.
Very possibly, but I don't know. I just don't think I want to eat snails. But it's what you're used to, right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
I love scallops. They're not really much different than a snail, other than they come from a shell in the sea.
Well, there is saltwater escargot too. Whether it's safe to eat or not, I don't know. But no, I've had them a few times when I was younger and they were excellent. But I'm not fussy. I like a lot of different foods.
Oh, so do I in general. But
Oh, come and live with me for a day or two, Jane. I don't eat very much and we'd go for runs. I'd get you out 20 feet in front of my truck and then say, hey, keep ahead of me. Go around the block like that a few times.
I can think of better ways to take off those 5 pounds. Just saying.
Oh, I could too. When I was younger, but not anymore. Sometimes it's hard to sit up straight even.
Oh.
Well, what the hell? Oh, I should go check on the other one then.
Whatever happened to Epic yesterday? He never ended up streaming anything.
I seen a bit of a stream he had.
Yeah, it was before he left. He still wasn't out of the house.
No, he was downtown.
No, that's from the day before, I think.
Yeah, because I did see it yesterday. Damn, I don't know. Maybe he got hemmed up by the pigs.
I mean, the thumbnail on his page, it looks like he's out just by the thumbnail, but the last one, he's not out. He just, that's just the thumbnail he used.
Yeah. Well, he either got scared and decided to turtle, which can't really blame him, or he was brave and went out and they caught him.
Well, maybe that one is from yesterday. I don't know. I'd have to watch him again. I just looked at the last one, the most recently posted one, and he was in the house saying he was about to leave.
Yeah. I eat 3 meals a day, Jane, because I'm diabetic. But I'm eating so good that I'm not diabetic anymore.
I usually eat twice a day, and I'm diabetic too. Because, well, and you know what? That's just part of me living untreated. If I eat 5 times a day, I'd fucking feel it turn into feeling like shit 5 times a day. I eat twice a day. I eat once, I feel like shit. Then I eat the second time, and I go to sleep.
I think what the problem is there is you're eating too much. That's why you feel like shit.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really with me. It's if I got to the point where, and this was actually years ago, but my blood sugar doesn't have to be way out of whack for me to feel like shit. If it's even just a little bit over or under, I feel horrible.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really sensitive to it being out of whack.
Yeah. Hey, Machines Tube, while you're gone, I shared your link. Hope that's okay. Don't expect it every time. Yeah. I don't know. I figured out how to get mine normal. I really don't know if it was worth it. And for a long time, I was suffering from freaking depression. So that made it harder to fight it too. I don't know why I said that because really had no fucking thing in a conversation.
But yeah, no, I generally don't eat. I don't eat like a fucking ton when I eat. I mean, like I said, I'm the same weight. I'm lighter than I was when I was younger. So, with just stuff in my face, I'd be a big round ball because I don't really do anything physically.
Yeah. Oh.
It's kind of weird though. It's even after living with it for years and years, it's still hard to figure out sometimes. Like some days I just feel like total bag of shit, and I don't understand why because I haven't eaten anything that should really be fucking me up. And then there's other times. Some of the best days I have are the day after I've gone shopping and I buy those things that I really shouldn't eat, but I crave them and I fucking spike my blood sugar and I feel great.
So you feel better for high blood sugar. That's
Well, I tell you, as I'm sure you know, dealing with high blood sugar is a lot better than dealing with low blood sugar.
I've never had really low blood sugar. I went down to 2.9 or something, but nothing dangerously low.
It's well, like I said, if I get a little bit out of whack, I feel horrible. But yeah, no, when I get low blood sugar, just headaches that would knock over a fucking elephant, muscle cramps like crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get anything like that. The only reason I know I get low blood sugar is because I used to test myself. I only test
See you,
myself
see you,
once
801.
or so now.
Well, I don't get blood sugar anymore because I'm living untreated. So
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how good I would be untreated. Fuck, I'd have to give up my coke.
and that's it was the fucking problem. I kept telling my fucking doctor, keep getting into fucking these periods of low blood sugar and stuff like that. And he's just like, oh, just keep taking your pills, you'll be fine, blah blah blah. Like when I stopped working, I was like literally fucking in the bed, fucking in a fetal position, holding my head. Half the time I was awake, at least every fucking day.
Well,
And the doctor's just like, oh, just take your pills, you'll be okay. Don't eat white bread, you'll be fine.
I
I
have.
actually,
I
I mean,
took
go ahead.
rice. I took rice and corn and a lot of that stuff and took it right out of the equation until everything started
Excuse me.
getting good and not well actually now I don't it's like I don't have diabetes is what the doctor said.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of times I don't feel great, but I would say on my average days, eh, I might be about a 4 to a 6 with how bad I feel. When I was still getting treated by my doctor, I was like at 9, 10 every fucking day with how bad I felt.
Holy shit. Well that up and down shit you're getting, like going too low and then you hit it and you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, take what you eat in one day and divide that up into 3 to 4
Oh
meals,
no, I was doing that with that at that time.
and it
I was
still
doing
doesn't work.
everything right. It was fucking not working, man. See when I first got diagnosed, I got put on metformin and started trying to eat more like you're supposed to. And for the first 3 months, it was great. I hadn't felt that good in a decade. Where I was standing on the escalator at work to go upstairs, I was running up the fucking escalator. I felt great. I felt awesome. Um, but because I was getting more active and getting in better shape, my body was doing a better job of regulating my sugar levels. That's when I
Mhm.
started. That's when I started getting into periods of low blood sugar, and I my doctor just wouldn't fucking work with me. He just kept treating me despite what I was saying rather than because of what I was saying, and it was just fucking yo-yoing
Yeah,
constantly.
yeah, yeah. What I think you should have done was go havers on the pills.
Oh, I tried that.
That too didn't work. Shit.
No. I tried that. I used to keep fucking apple juice around for the times when I knew I was getting low blood sugar, and it would I'm sure it was bringing my blood sugar back up, but once you hit that blood sugar, you fucking get that fucking, at least for me, and you start getting that headache and shit that fucking, like I said, knock over an elephant. That's it. Day's done. Period. It will not go away until I fucking go to sleep and sleep. It's just there all.
Okay, Matrix, thank you for coming. We'll catch you later. 801, have a good day. Oh, you might be gone already. Sorry about being so late on that.
There's still apparently 4 people there.
Oh, a lot of people don't talk.
Talk now.
Sometimes I feel like that too. I'll go watch something and I don't say anything in the panel. If I'm watching to be entertained, I don't want to join in on the entertainment. So how was did you get any of that snowstorm?
Out here or no? We got no snow out here.
No, nothing for you.
No. It's 5 degrees Celsius out here right now and cloudy.
Holy fuck, it's warm. -9 here. And clouds. Oh, supposed to be getting light snow in the evening. 5 centimeters or so. Holy fuck, they've changed it. Might get 15, 23 centimeters next week.
Lots of snow when a Shane streamed earlier. He's got lots of snow out there.
Yeah.
He actually stepped away from the camera for a couple minutes because he was talking to some people. Like I said, he thought he had it pointed at the ocean, but he actually had it pointed back toward the shore, and car came rolling up right where his camera was. And I was in the chat making out like I was Steve Irwin. I'm like, crikey, here comes a couple Canadians now. Notice the Tucson one.
Oh.
I don't know where the hell everybody is today. It's been pretty quiet, man.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I was just thinking about that guy I was talking about earlier. If he don't give me a receipt, he doesn't even have to claim the 300. Not just the tax on it, but the whole 300.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, yeah, the receipt wouldn't really make a difference because it's not like you're issuing tax slips for it.
That's true. But if you were ever to get audited, I don't know. I think he's pretty shifty anyways.
The T5018. It's the slip you contractors often get issued, but I'm sure you're not giving him one of those, so that wouldn't really matter.
No. Well, Jane, don't get carried away with listening and forget what you're doing there. You might burn or cut yourself. I used to do it when I was younger.
I'm usually pretty good at catching it. I have some pretty sharp knives, and every once in a while I'm cutting something up and I feel it just starting to go through my fingernail, and I stop it before it does.
Well, it's been a while, but I've sliced this thumb with a butcher knife, hit her with a dull hatchet, and caught the sucker when I was working on the rigs between a collar, which has a real heavy piece of pipe, and the blocks, which is big, heavy yellow thing that goes up and down. They're each about, I don't know, 4 or 5 ton, maybe. And caught my thumb in between them. And now I forgot why I started telling you all this.
I think you were just sharing, Myron.
That could be, but no, there was I always have a reason to share, though. I just don't give out freaking useless
Okay.
information unless I've got a useless explanation to. What's up, Josh? Here every 10 minutes. Kids must be a little wild today, eh? Oh. Had a deer go down the street and come back a little while later.
Ooh, fuck.
I'm gonna try and ignore that.
What's that?
The yawn.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Fuck.
I did it a couple of days ago. And I don't know why, because I get enough sleep every night.
I mean, I usually get a little wiped out after I eat, but I ate whatever it was. Fuck, I probably ate 4, 5, 6 hours ago or something like that.
Uh, well, I eat when I get up, and then at noon, and then at 5.
Yeah, I'm not a big eating when I first wake up guy, generally speaking. Well, that's part of the problem. It's probably
That's
part. It's well, no, it's. I mean, I do it on purpose now because I don't want to spend my whole day feeling like shit. Um, but no, back well before I was diagnosed, that used to be. I'd wake up, I'd grab coffee, I'd go to work, I would work all day, and I wouldn't eat until I got home after work.
yeah. I was like that too when I was younger, but I've switched it around. Uh, I like to have my biggest meal in the morning and the lightest meal at night.
Oh, I couldn't do that, man. My stomach wouldn't stand for it.
Well, I used to get up and have a Coke and a cigarette for fucking breakfast.
It's I actually, well, even though I know it's probably long term not great for me with diabetes, but my biggest meal of the day is usually the last one of the day because I spike my fucking blood sugar on purpose so I can go to fucking sleep.
What do you spike it with?
Well, it's just eating in general. I mean, I'm not spiking it like really high on purpose, but
Ugh.
that's usually when I eat for the second time of the day. That's it. I do it toward the end of the day, and then because my blood sugar is coming up, I don't have a problem getting to sleep. That's the one plus of the diabetes because when I was younger, I used to always have problems sleeping. I would go to bed and it would take me hours to get to sleep. Now I'm out like a fucking light these days, most of the time. Anyway,
Well, my body is now or my mind, I guess, is so used to going to sleep right about the same time every night. I do, except for last night, I fell asleep at 8 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. So I woke up about 10 and took my sleeping pills, which are also brain benders to stop me from, and went back to sleep and slept till 6:30 this morning. So I guess I needed that extra 2 hours for some reason.
oh, I fucking not last night, but the night before, I must have been really, really needing to sleep because I went to sleep. When did I end up going to sleep? Well, 3:30 in the afternoon because I was up for 24 hours before I went to sleep or something like that. But I went to sleep about 3:30 in the afternoon. I woke up about 1 in the morning, and I was up for 2 or 3 hours in the middle of the night, and then I went back to sleep, and I slept for like another fucking 8 hours or something. I slept like total of uh, I slept like 16 hours less than 2 or 3 hours I was awake.
Yeah.
Ah, doesn't matter at this point if it's good for my health, Jane. It's all about quality of life. I feel like shit, so whatever. I just do whatever I can to enjoy with my day the best I can. It's like my doctor or my last doctor kept telling me to fucking quit smoking. Dude, if when I quit smoking helps my diabetes symptoms. I'm not quitting smoking. Fuck you. When I don't smoke, I have incredible pain in my fucking joints. Eat me. I don't care if it kills me 5 years earlier. What's the point of living 5 years longer if I'm in fucking pain every day?
Yeah. Well, no, hey, I've been in pain 24 hours a day for it's going on 12 years.
Well, yeah, but if you had something that you could do that would take that pain away, would you let you?
I would do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, yeah, doctors, they really are fucking useless anymore. I hate to say it, but they are. The doc,
I I actually had a good one like fucking 10 years ago, but he fucking moved over to Vancouver Island on me, the bastard.
well, I've had a couple of good ones. One moved back to fucking Africa because the guys in town, the other doctors in town treated him shitty. And the other one was a female, and she moved down halfway between Edmonton and Calgary in a city called Red Deer.
Hmm.
So, boom, those were the only two real good ones that I've had in the last fucking 30 years. Well, I probably wouldn't have been diabetic, but I used to drink fucking two 2 liters bottles of Coke in a day.
Gotta buy that Coke Zero, man.
No, at least I know that sugar is the poison that's going into me when I drink Coke Classic. I don't know what that poison is in Coke Zero. And I don't drink that much anymore. I keep it in the fridge, but I don't know if I had one yesterday. I got a half a can sitting in the fridge getting cold, but I'll just pour it out because it's flat now.
Yeah, well, the zero sugar stuff might give you cancer, but whatever. I'm way down that road. I mean, I switched from putting sugar to putting artificial sweetener in my coffee like 20 years ago.
Well,
It's
well, when I was young, they had, what the fuck was it? Oh, they were little white pills that were just super, super sweet.
yeah. They still have those.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were called. But I used to just pop one of those in my mouth. Let it burst. So I have used that shit, but
No, I made that change when I turned 30. I was like getting a little older, a little harder to keep the weight off. If I'm drinking 3, 4, 5 cups of sugar a day, and I can cut 6 to 10 teaspoons of sugar on my fucking diet a day, I'm going to do it.
yeah. But I just cut it out of my diet by not drinking it.
Oh, I still drink my coffee. Can't live without my coffee.
And coffee. I drink sugar in my tea, but I drink a quarter of a teaspoon. In a quarter of a teaspoon measure, not in a fucking a big teaspoon or a tablespoon to figure out.
Yeah, my buddy Alex, I don't think he knows what a level teaspoon means, because a level teaspoon to him means a fucking giant heaping teaspoon. I don't buy the cola that often. When I do, I buy Coke Zero, but yeah, it's not good for my gut.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say go back, but no, that's not right either. Uh, have you ever thought of buying a Zero and a Coke and mixing them half and half?
Oh, either way, both of them are great for my gut.
That's true.
So I usually stick to sugar-free iced tea and coffee.
Straight coffee.
Well, no, it's got to have milk in it. I need milk. I pretty much only have milk in my coffee, but milk actually helps settle my stomach.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember drinking milk when I was younger. I could drink fucking well, I could drink 2 quarts for sure.
Oh yeah, I used to, when I was still working, I used to buy a 4 liter every 2 days.
Yeah, but I'm talking fresh cow's milk. Right out of the cow. And take it and chill.
Yes. Get right on there and suck on that teat.
Well, if you're in there when the fucking farmer, he could squirt it, but he was milking a cow, he could fucking get you in the face if you didn't watch out. Yeah. So I probably did get some of it because it was warm and right out of the cow. We used to spray it at the cats too. Had at one time they had about 100 cats on that farm.
Yeah, staying active is can be a tough one for me at times, Jane, because my diabetes affects my vision, and then when your vision's a little off and you start moving around, then you get bad headaches.
Yeah, I used to get bad vision from it, but I didn't get the headaches.
I think it's just because the vision gets off, then it throws off my equilibrium a bit because the vision's off,
Yeah,
and that's why I get the headaches. That was actually beyond the fact that, I was feeling like crap, but a big part of the reason I was feeling like crap when I was still trying to work was, at work between, because I worked in a big government building, just getting to work and walking around and taking breaks at work and stuff like that. I was probably putting on 2 or 3 kilometers a day just walking around work. And like I said, by the time I get home, my head was done. Or, a lot of the times I wasn't even making it through the day at the end.
oh. Besides affecting my vision, I don't think it affected me too much in any of the other ways like you're describing.
Well, see, I have a theory. It could be due to another issue. Back in 2012, I actually ended up in the hospital with a very bad case of vertigo because I had an inner ear infection. And it was a really bad case of vertigo for like the next 3 days after getting out of the hospital. All I could do was lay in bed and I could barely even walk. I was like a fucking toddler.
Hmm.
But after the hospital, I went to a doctor and told them about it. And I said, obviously, I've got an inner ear infection and I need antibiotics. And you know how doctors are about antibiotics these days? Well, we're not sure it's an inner ear infection. Well, let's send you to get some blood work and see. And long story short, I saw 5 doctors over 6 months, and I had an inner ear infection the entire time. I was still working. My equilibrium was out. I was off balance all the time because I had an inner ear infection for fucking 6 months. And finally, the last doctor I saw after 6 months, he did something magical. He, that little pen light they have?
Mm-hmm.
He turned on the light and he looked in my ear. He was the first doctor that actually looked in my ear. And he looked in my ear and he said, "Oh, you've got an inner ear infection. We got to get you some antibiotics." And I'm like, "Hello?" Yeah. And I felt great within fucking days. I felt
Yeah,
fine. But so I had an inner ear infection for fucking 6 months. That couldn't have been healthy long term.
no, no, it sure couldn't have.
So there might be some damage from that long fucking term. I don't know.
Well, it might get worse as you get older too. You might not notice it so much right now, but
Yep.
like me, when I did these two damaging things, it didn't really hurt at all then, but now it sure as hell does. And it just kept getting worse and worse.
I'm not that young. I'm a month away from my 50th.
I thought she was talking about me, really.
Yeah, well, in hindsight, again, you know, fucking probably not good long term, but in hindsight, looking back now, I have had diabetes at least since my teens. Now that I know what it looks like, and I've lived with it for some years, because I know the symptoms and how it affects me now, right?
Yeah. So you don't have type 2 diabetes, really. You have type 1.
I don't know, maybe it's. I mean, it's possible. Like part of the reason it didn't come out until it did later in life is I was always in very good shape, like bodybuilding type shape when I was younger. I was in
Yep.
great shape. I always ate pretty well. I was never a big sweets guy. Um, yeah, it's it wasn't until I got a little older and I had a desk job and I wasn't being as active as I was when I was younger that it kind of caught up to me.
I've been to one of those, Jane. He said there was nothing the matter with me. And Canadian rates, you're younger than her.
It's well, getting my eyes looked at is kind of useless, I think, because you know the vision changes depending on where the blood sugar is at. I actually
Uh,
before I before I got diagnosed, I was actually at work one time. This was probably when I was still in my mid 30s. Um, and I was actually at work and I got up from my desk to walk over to one of my coworkers' desks that's about 20 feet away. And I got halfway there and I was blind, like literally blind. I couldn't see anything. Um, and about a minute later, it just cleared up and I could see fine. And because my coworkers, everybody insisted, oh, you got to go to an eye specialist. And one of my coworkers took me down, got on the phone and found a place that I could go, and they took me down there. And they actually recommended I get glasses, but my vision was all fucked up because of whatever just happened, right? I
yeah.
don't know if that was because of diabetes or if I had a migraine or what, but that's the last time I saw an eye doctor. But now I know just from living with diabetes. Sometimes I can look when I'm looking at my computer screen.
Yeah.
My computer screen is 3 feet in front of me. I'd never have a problem seeing my computer screen. But my TV that's I don't know 12, 14 feet across the room. Sometimes, like right now, I've got my display on my computer mirrored on my TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, I can read it pretty clearly. Sometimes I look at it though, and I've got text up there, and
Okay.
it's a fucking blur. It's a blur.
Uh, Jane is right. You should go to. Uh, when was the last time you had your eyes checked?
Well, but what's the point of having my eyes checked if my vision changes depending on my blood sugar levels? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but see, getting diabetes gives you some fucking disease with your eyes.
Yeah, great cataracts. Yeah.
Cataracts and the other one that I have to put drops in for.
But my point is, though, when my blood sugar is fine, my vision is fine.
Yeah, you're an enigma.
Well, that's not anything new. I've been getting told that for 50 years. I definitely go. I definitely fucking march to my own beat. It's actually kind of fucking when I still had that last doctor I had, the one that was fucking shit. I was telling him about the headaches and stuff I was getting. He's like, well, he's like, oh, I'll make an appointment for you to see a specialist. He had a what the fuck are they called? The guys that fucking deal with stomach and fucking intestine issues. Whatever those guys are fucking called. I can't think of the fucking name right now.
Mhm.
But I had one of those specialists calls me. Like, what the fuck are you sending me to a guy to get fucking that wants to do a fucking check out my gut and all that shit for? That has nothing to do with what's going on with me.
And Jane, that's from diabetes.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. Truthfully, Jane, if I go to sleep tonight and I don't wake up tomorrow, I'm good with that.
Uh, uh, that's the best way to go.
It's I'm not really sticking around for nothing.
Uh,
Just biding my time.
yeah.
My link is doo-doo. I think that should be my link that's still in my clipboard.
About 20 years or so ago, maybe 19 or 18, I don't know, somewhere in there. Met a guy that I knew, hadn't seen him in a while, in the grocery store. He had something the matter with him, and he said, I can't remember what it was, and he said, I'm just saying, fuck it. I eat what I want when I want. He says, life is, uh, well, he was thinking he was going to live forever. And 3 years later, he was dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not that old, but I've lived a lot of life in my years.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I honestly, when I was younger, I didn't think I'd make 35. Just, um, you know, I figured fucking I would be lucky if I got to 35 without getting killed either in a car accident or a fight, just because how I was when I was younger.
Mm, me too. No, not the fighting. I never got into many fights.
Oh, I got into a lot when I was younger, lots and lots. Uh, it's well, even I just can't shut my mouth when somebody gets out of line. I just can't do it. My buddy Alex, the guy I've known almost all my life, he likes to go and sit at the pub a lot and hang out and have a few beers. I can't do that, man. If I did that, I'd be getting in fights all the time. Because somebody fucking gets lippy in a bar, I'm gonna say something.
Well, can only hope she does, Jay.
It's actually kind of funny. Here's a funny story for you. My last girlfriend. So me and that same Alex guy. This is going back 15 years ago. We are we went to a little pub we had up here called the Wheelhouse. And we just went in to get something to eat and have a couple beers. And there's, those, I'm sure everybody's seen them. Guy gets in a bar and he's fucking loud and obnoxious and he starts hitting on some girl and being a fucking asshole about it and blah, blah. Yeah, well, there was one of those there. And of course, I had to start saying something. I was damn near fucking, like, hair away from going over and just beating the fuck out of him. Anyway, it was shortly after that, like probably within the next week or so, that's when Facebook was really just starting and getting going. And a bunch of us got on Facebook and that used to knew each other when we were younger. And at one point we all got together shortly thereafter and went and met at a bar and hung out one night. Anyway, one of the females from when I was younger, turns out she's dating that guy. And I took her away from him. For like 3 years or something like that. Well, not only was she dating with him, she was living with him, but a month later she was living with me.
Yeah. I have never asked a woman out on a date unless I was absolutely fucking drunk.
It's I'm not a player, but I can play the game.
Yeah.
I don't like being a player, but I know how to play the game. And yeah, women like confidence. Confidence is the best thing you can bring to the table with women.
Well, I suffered from anxiety when I was younger. Alcohol kind of helped take care of that anxiety.
Well, I was always confident. I didn't have the anxiety when I was younger, but when I was really younger, all the women approached me. I didn't have to fucking ask any girls out. They all came to me when I was younger, like teens and 20s. My very first girlfriend, I guess I went by my younger sister's school, who was 2 years younger than me at the time, and I went by her school, and I guess somebody in her school saw me there, and then next thing you know, like later that day, she's like, "Oh, this girl I saw you come by my school wants to go out with you." And I'm like, okay.
Huh.
So I went and met her, and we ended up being together for like fucking 3 years.
Well,
Yes, absolutely, Jane. I'm just talking initial attraction with the confidence.
I had to go in the bush for 3 weeks at a crack sometimes, and then it got to be 2 weeks at a crack with, what the hell? I guess we had a week off. But all the way through there, with only 3 days in town, hell, any girl you asked out, next time you come to town, she might be going with a guy again, a different guy.
Yeah. I'm actually sorry, I should correct that. That wasn't my first girlfriend. That was my first long-term girlfriend. It's small towns are good for that too. when I was 19. That's when I was working as an electrostatic painter, and we actually ended up getting a contract to all the 7-Elevens in BC were renovating, and we got contract to do part of those renovations. So I was traveling all around the province, and let me tell you, new guy, small town, you don't have to work, man. They all come to you.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes there didn't seem to be that many in the bar.
No, you just reminded me of yet another story I'm going to tell. Uh, one of the times we were out on the road during that, we were doing the 7-Eleven Trail BC, and I was the main foreman doing the job, and it was only two of us at a time working on these 7-Elevens. But whoever had been out, decided, okay, I've been out on the road long enough and wanted to go home. So they sent me this guy, Chuck, out. I'd never worked with Chuck before because I'd been on the road for months, basically. And they sent out this guy, Chuck. Never even met him before. And we had an off day because when we were doing these 7-Elevens, it was basically 2 days on, 1 day off. And I wake up in the hotel, and he's getting ready to go out. And I'm like, where the fuck are you going? Because I don't even know this guy, and he's about to take the van. I see.
Yeah, I was giving her a thumb up and while you were talking.
Anyway, he wanted to go to the bar. So we ended up going to the bar in Trail, BC. And we're there, and there's this little blonde dancing. And Chuck is like, oh, well, I'm going to ask her to dance and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I wasn't saying anything. Anyway, Chuck got up and went to the bathroom. And at the same time he went up to him, just before he was going to the bathroom, there was this guy that was asking her to dance, and she was like, no, I'm not interested. And he was kind of hassling her a bit. Anyway, second Chuck went to the bathroom, I got up and I went and rescued her. So anyway, Chuck comes back out of the bathroom, and I was dancing with her. It was so funny to me, anyway. He was like, comes out of the bathroom, he's like, what the fuck? Snooze, you lose, buddy. And yeah, she was actually had a boyfriend at the time, and guess where her boyfriend worked?
Well,
The 7-Eleven we were renovating. Rhonda Bailey. God, I haven't thought of her in forever.
I had a little bit of a different life because I was raised out on a farm and there was no girls my age very close around. And a fucking overbearing, strict mom, so never got out much. And like I said, I had the fucking anxiety. The first girl I went out with took my virginity, and I really didn't pick her up.
Oh yeah, that's the same with me.
I went to a
She
party.
picked me up.
Well, no, I went to a party. I was sitting there. I figured, fuck it. Oh, I went with another guy. And he was standing there arguing with this girl, and I looked at her and I said, well, are you coming with me or what? Come and jumped in my truck. Was out partying the next night. Found out she had one hell of a big boyfriend. And I said, I went out and he caught me when I was putting his boots out and said, hey, can I talk to Patty? And I said, well, yeah, I'll get her and tell her you're in here waiting for her. climbed in the truck. She said, "No, get me the hell out of here." So we left. And then I got a steady girlfriend.
Yeah, that was pretty much all I did my fucking teens. Kind of weird that way that happened. While most of my friends were dating a whole bunch of different girls in our teens, I was always in a relationship. I dated the same girl from 14 to 17, and then I dated a different girl from the time I was like 17 to 21. And then they all had kids and got married, and I stayed single and had no kids. Just the way it worked out.
What? You need to go outside?
Hmm?
Gotta let the dogs out.
Well, part of that was my own fault because the one that I dated until I was 21, she kind of crushed me pretty good. And then I pretty much just threw myself into work and just worked for the next 10 years and didn't date. So
Come on in.
I'm surprised I saw your dog there. It's the first time I think I've seen one of your dogs on the stream in a while. I was wondering if you had them anymore.
He's always around. A lot of time he's right behind me. Either on the chair or down behind my back. Hey, I missed you too. You were gone outside a long time. Well, lay down. Do you want a hug? Oh, I gotta do this first. Wow, I took a few of my girlfriends home. The ones my mom liked, they were kind of out of the equation after that.
It's really getting annoying. I've got a Lita Ford song stuck in my head.
Oh,
I don't know why.
I've got one of her tapes, I think.
Actually, maybe it's not Lita Ford. Hold on, now I gotta look it up. I'm thinking maybe it isn't Lita Ford. No, it is Lita Ford. Never mind. It is Lita Ford. Kiss Me Deadly.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Went to a party last Saturday night. I
Okay,
didn't
wait,
get
wait.
laid.
Here, I'll play it for you. -8 feels like -14. Yeah, it feels colder than that. Holy fuck, nearly 80 centimeters of snow in a small New England town. 2.5 centimeters per inch. Oh, that's the art of snow and more.
Nothing wrong with being blunt and to the point. Nothing wrong with being blunt and to the point. Weird echo.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with being blunt to the point.
Oh, I know where it came from.
Weird echo. The hell?
I got it. It was me. I thought I was playing music, but something happened there. Fuck, I kicked myself out, I don't know, 5 times in a row this morning.
Oh, I know that. I know how that works very well, Jane. I'm very much the same.
Yeah, well, usually I can temper my bluntness with a little bit of comedy, but every once in a while the comedy fails.
Oh no, sometimes if you get me in the wrong mood on a subject I don't like, I'll give you an example again. At one point, my stepfather asked me how things were going with my girlfriend, and I guess I just wasn't in the mood for any prying, and I said, none of your fucking business. And things were fine between me and her. I just wasn't in the mood for somebody prying into my private life, I guess.
I went to a party last Saturday night. I didn't get laid. I got in a fight.
Uh-huh.
It ain't no big thing. Late for my job and the traffic was bad. And I borrowed $10 from my old man. It ain't no big thing. I went to a party last Saturday night.
Not too loud?
That's good. It's all right.
It ain't no big thing. But I know what I like.
That's probably good there. It's a good volume.
I know I'm not dancing with you. And I know what you like.
It's only going back. Makes me feel old. It's only going back 34 years.
Fuck your way underneath the whiny. Wasn't she with
Yeah, she was.
Joan Jett?
Yeah,
Uh,
in the band before they went solo. Yeah, the
yeah.
the Runaways.
Yeah. bassist named Michael Smith. Might have been Michelle, but the way I read it, it was Michael. Quit Runaways because there was too many unnatural things going on there, is what she said. And now I don't know if that's because guy that was handling them was drugging him and having sex with him, or if it was because of Joan Jett
Who the hell knows?
wanting to tongue the grooves. Yeah, but it's better. I think she was better than any of the other band, anyways.
Yeah, no, that well, they were. I like them both better solo.
No, the bassist didn't go solo.
No, I mean Joan Jett and Lita Ford.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about Michael Smith still, who quit there because of that, and she went to the Bangles,
Oh, well, yeah, you know.
and she spent her whole career in the Bangles after that.
Well, the Bengals didn't do a whole lot. They had one album, and then they
Yeah, a
disappeared.
couple of,
Well, they had one album that was popular, and then they disappeared.
yeah, but they toured lots, I think.
Oh yeah, well, fuck, Trooper still tours, but
Yeah,
they're nobodies. I mean, as Canadians, we know Trooper. Most of the rest of the world probably has long since forgot about them.
yeah, but that can be said of most of the old musicians now. The younger people don't give a fuck about anything that happened in the past because they're looking ahead to the future. Once you get old, you have to start looking back at the past because there is no future.
Oh, go on. Oh, would you look at that? Well, that's a horrible picture. Epic is finally streaming, but his stream is so bad, all you can make out is blurry shapes. See you, Jane.
Well, he's not supposed to film anybody's faces, so I guess if they're all blurry, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, you can't see a fucking thing. It's like watching his stream through a fish tank. I just asked him if he's using his fishbowl lens.
Oh, I still was going to do this.
Mm.
Later, June. Thanks for coming. Oh, how it goes up. Oh, come on. Glaucoma. That's the
Huh?
other thing. Glaucoma. That's the other
Oh,
thing.
yeah, glaucoma. Yeah, that's the main one. Yeah.
But I have both that and cataracts. And I had a optical surgeon that said he would scrape off the cataracts, and when he did that, it would help with glaucoma. And then he closed up shop and moved to Calgary.
Mm.
Pepperhead. Fucking 800 kilometers away, maybe 900 kilometers away, something like that.
You're that far from Calgary?
Yep. You said you were all over BC. Do you know where Fort St. John, Dawson Creek is?
Yep.
Okay, I live straight east of Dawson Creek for about 80 clicks, maybe a little more, and then north.
Let's see. I don't think I got up as far as Dawson Creek when I was doing the 7-Elevens, but I know where it is.
Yeah.
But no, let's see. Towns I was in when I was doing that, Penticton, Kelowna, Vernon, Castlegar, Nelson Trail, Grand Forks, Cranbrook, um, going east up to Salmon Arm as well, Kamloops, Merritt, 100 Mile, Williams Lake, Quesnel, Prince George. The hell's that other one that's over from Prince George? Burns Lake, did the one there. Just all over the place.
All south.
Well, no, I mean Prince George and Burns Lake isn't south. I mean, it's
Hey,
not super far north, but it's
hey,
getting up. It's halfway up the province.
when you live where I live, that's south.
You're Grand Prairie, right?
I'm north of Grand Prairie
Okay,
by about 110, 15 clicks.
okay. Yeah, well, when you live down basically on the border, Prince George is pretty north. It's halfway up the province.
Yes, that's true. But if you live 3/4 of the way up the province, well, it's quite a way south. And I gotta say, you ever want to die on highways? Try northern BC.
Oh, believe me, I know. Actually, while we were doing the 7-Elevens, had another guy driving from when we were going to Burns Lake, and on the drive from Prince George to Burns Lake, we had a moose on the road in the middle of the night. And he had never seen a moose before. He was like, "Holy fuck, what is that? It's taller than a van."
Yeah. Well, I was working up in Fort Nelson, I think it was. Yeah, Fort Nelson. And it was right around Christmas Eve, and the animals were on the road in the wintertime because of all the salt being laid out.
Yeah.
And one guy went out, and I can't remember if he hit a moose. I think it was a moose. So they sent out an ambulance. The ambulance hit a moose. They sent out another ambulance. It hit a moose.
Yeah.
The last one went slower. It gets bad up there.
Well, you don't even have to go that far north at times. When I moved to Calgary briefly, when I was 19, I drove from here to Calgary, and the coming in from Banff through Calgary, the final stretch coming out of the mountains there.
Yeah.
I was coming there just when at daybreak when it's just starting to get light, and I tell you, hundreds of caribou just lining the side of the road.
Hmm?
And I was like fucking freaked out. One was just gonna step out, right?
Oh yeah. I was doing 70 miles an hour down an icy road, back road. Nothing I hadn't done before and haven't done since. But this one time I was doing it, and elk or caribou, I can't remember what the fuck they were. Probably caribou. Come running out of the fucking bush. And there was four of them. And there was little distance between the first two and the second two. I fucking drove my truck right between them at 70 miles an hour. Yeah. Didn't even have time to pucker up. I was just gone.
Yeah, my closest call with that was a kid on a like that was a kid on a bike. I was driving down a road and coming to a T intersection, but there's no stop sign on my road. The two side roads have stop signs, but I was on the main road, and the intersection on the left, there was a car there, stopped, and whatever. He's there. He's got a stop sign. I'm not worried about him. I'm just going to drive by, and I can't see anything else because there's trees blocking seeing around the corner.
Yeah.
And fucking anyway, I'm just driving down the road, and fucking he starts fucking honking at me, and I don't know why he's fucking honking. And kept driving, and I looked in my rear view mirror, and just after I went by, this kid just came fucking flying out on a bike across the road without looking. I was probably half a second away from fucking just nailing him. Because I guess this guy saw the kid coming up, and he was going fast, and he had no plans to stop, and the kid just went right across the road without looking.
Uh, I know a lot of kids are like that when they're younger.
Yeah, cows like getting on the. I don't know why cows like getting on the road. They really do, though.
Those cows, I thought they were sheep. They're white.
Uh, Maybe they are sheep. I've seen sheeps on roads a lot too, mostly in videos. But
Yeah. Yeah, up here it's just cows. Well, we get moose and deer and the odd bear. And it is, like you say, it is nice. Anybody that hasn't been to Canada, if you come to Canada, take a tour through Banff and Jasper. It's expensive as fuck. But geez, there is some nice animals out there still. I seen,
you,
I don't know what he was. Uh, I can't remember if it was an elk or a moose. I think it was an elk, and damn, he was the biggest frickin' one I'd ever seen. He was bigger than a frickin' moose, even. He was just gigantic. I don't know how old he would have been. I wished I would have been able to get a picture of him because if he ever stepped outside the park, somebody would bang him.
Didn't see a ton of wildlife, but taking the train, you can take a train from Vancouver that runs right up to Prince George. Goes
Yeah.
through some really, really nice country. Lots of good views from the train.
Hmm. I should have taken that way once. Should have taken the ferry down too. I took the ferry right across to Vancouver Island. But there's a ferry up out of Prince George too, I think it is. There's one that heads north, a sightseeing tour. I think there's another one that heads south there too. And it takes a few days to get down to your destination. So, Machines Tube, are you a big gambler?
Whom?
Machines
Me?
Tube. No, Machines Tube, he's living in Las Vegas.
No. That's no. He says he's he's in Vegas right now.
Yeah.
So you're like Michigan, somewhere on New England. There you go.
Okay, you gotta show your face. That was like somebody I knew.
What's that? Just testing you out, Myron. Just testing you out.
Yeah.
How's it
How you
going?
We both said, how's it going to you?
Great. I'm fucking sick of fucking shoveling.
I'm not.
And there seems to be a shortage of new shovels here in this province. We broke 2 of them. I went out to Canadian Tire and a couple other places to see if I could get a new shovel, and they're already setting up for spring. Like, you guys got no shovels? No.
Go to you got
I checked every fucking store, our hardware stores, even the superstore. They're all setting up for spring.
Is there any farm stores around there?
What stores, sorry?
Farm stores.
Not within a reasonable driving distance, and they usually don't carry the kind of shovels we were looking for.
Yeah, you just get
But
a
no
picture.
worries, no worries. I borrowed one from a friend.
You're looking for a plastic one. I think
Mhm.
it's an aluminum one.
That's what I want to find, a solid metal one, but with the fair size scoop on it. Because them plastic ones, they just fucking break because the plow comes by, puts all the ice at the front, and it was like 4 feet high, and you're chipping at it, and they just break. I got lots of metal spade shovels, but it's good for breaking, but not for scooping.
I say, and it wasn't my idea. It was dirty, so. But anyways, you get 2, but well, hell, just 1 bottle of propane to start out with. 20-pound bottle. Put a fucking torch on her and just torch her down.
I already thought about it.
I really can't see how it wouldn't work. Might take you a couple of trips down the fucking driveway, but hell.
And this is the second storm in a row, so shoveling's getting pretty hard right now because I've got the driveway cut near the front yard, the neighbor's yard, and the snow's up to my shoulder. So fucking get that way the fuck up there. I hope we don't get another one.
Well,
If we do, I'm hiring some motherfucker to come in with his blower. Either that or I'll go for the boss's tractor.
to tell you the truth, I would rather we were getting all that snow. For this area, the farmers really need it. None of the crops grew, and farmers are having to shoot their own cattle because they're starving to death.
They need the moisture in the ground, eh?
Yeah. Well, it even fills up like that. Dig holes in the ground out here and let them fill up with water. They're called dugouts. And they're not even getting enough water from runoff.
Oh shit, eh?
Yeah. Our drinking water is good though.
Yeah, and
because
you're up above or north of Grand Prairie, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We get all our water pumped right out of the Peace River. All our drinking water. So I'll never be without water in town, but the poor farmers, I'm thinking of that.
Yeah. Excuse me.
And the last time I remember there was a drought in southern Alberta. All
I wouldn't know, but
just loaded up with truckloads of fucking hay and hauled it down there for them.
yeah, I only lived up there for I think it was just under 2 years. Machines Tube.
Apparently, can rent a Bobcat for a couple $100 a day.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, if we didn't have such a bad storm, and I know what the roads would be like, I could have swung up to the boss's house. He would have lent me his truck to pull his tractor down. I could have blew it out, but that would have taken the 8 hours that it took me and a wife to shovel. So, plus, he needs it. I'm sure he's gonna play around, clean up his yard. He's got a big old farmhouse, fucking quarter-kilometer driveway. I'm getting a snowblower for next winter. That can be fucking sure of.
You saw Epic's fishbowl lens?
I was just over there for a minute.
Well, I know that's. I was just scrolling up in the chat over there. You can't see a fucking thing, man. Until
Until here, he's not reading chat. You can't see anything. Like, what the fuck? I appreciate what you're doing, but damn.
Well, Machines Tube, you're not a northerner to me. You're a southerner. And you're lucky to get that. Like I said, we need it here. Damn.
No, I can't handle one more of these storms. I'm sure as fuck not shoveling it.
Well, isn't there any kids in the neighborhood that'd like to make money?
If there is, they're probably already all making money. It's a matter of finding one of them. Yeah, it's like, just because it's the second fall, and like the wife actually, she went out last night right after the storm was pretty well done dumping the snow. She shoveled the whole damn driveway. It wasn't that bad, but the rest of the night was blowing snow, and it packs the fucking shit so hard. Plus the plow came by, and holy fuck, like just the front of the driveway took me and her fucking at least 3 or 4 hours so I could get my car out.
plow come by here, and then I had a loader come by because when they clean the streets, and then I had a loader come by afterwards and picked all the crap out of my driveway.
Yeah. I need a tractor. One could make good money down here with a tractor because it would take 5 minutes to hit someone's driveway, and give them a decent start. And I know every last person would be willing to shoot them 20 or 40 bucks. You can make some good money.
Yeah, but in the wintertime, if you got a tractor, might need to put chains on it.
No, not down here, no. Only if you're getting in the fields. But if you're just driving up, because they do the roads are always done. It's the driveways the people don't want to shovel. You got nowhere to put the snow.
Well, last week, I think it was, or a week and a half ago, I had to get mine done. My driveway. I drove out as far as I could. Phoned and got a loader to come up, pull me out, and I went downtown, and he scraped out my driveway and in front of my gate a bit, as I asked him to, and he just piled it all up in my front lawn.
Yeah, I'll go see if I can snap a quick picture of what the back door looks like up here today. I never even looked yet today. It's going to be surprising to me. I am definitely not shoveling the back door out. Fuck that shit. And that's not just snow, that's fucking packed like ice. Halfway up the door anyway, right up to the door hand.
Fuck. Machines Tube Edmonton might be the closest city, and that's around 500 kilometers, I think. Southeast of me. For some reason, I haven't run into the other guy that I run into that was close to me. He lived north of Edmonton, and he was a shill trying to make money on the internet here, going and doing commercials for other people. He was the guy that told us that I can't remember who was gonna. I think he said Toronto was gonna win the Stanley Cup last year, and he was way wrong.
It's been a long time. I'd like to see it, but it's been a long time.
No, fuck Calgary. They played really good for a time, and then they fucking sucked for a while. But Maybe they'll get going 2 or 3 weeks before playoff. As long as making it into the playoffs, anybody could win theoretically.
Who is that?
Oh, I never hardly ever watch fucking hockey anymore.
My mic cut out again. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and you guys aren't answering. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, I was saying, Vancouver needs one first. Thank you. The last time Vancouver won a Stanley Cup was 107 years ago.
Just
Yeah.
107, that's it?
Yeah.
That was the Vancouver Millionaires in 1915.
Okay.
Was that back when it was still Challenge League?
I don't know what it was. I mean, they actually won the cup, but I don't know what the state of the fucking everything was at that time.
Because I know that at one time, I think it was a team from Alaska. Somehow they were allowed to play in it. And
Well,
all they had to do was challenge the Stanley Cup champions and go down and play for the Stanley Cup.
well, it was a little while back, but we did own Alaska at once. We just
Yeah, well, that was back when we owned it. But then the big bullies to the south of us come and took it away for a few beads and baubles.
well, we didn't want it. Just like basketball. We invented that. We didn't want it. We gave it away. Here,
Yeah,
take
that's
this.
true.
I'm sure.
We were like, it's too cold to run around in shorts. Take it, America. Take it.
Yeah. Can invite them up to have the Summer Olympics in the fall, maybe. That would get them. So what are you doing there, Jason? You obviously ain't talking to us. You're typing.
Oh, just checking everything out, see what's going on. I just got a notification from Slow Burner that he's going live in half an hour. Just saying what's up.
Well, he's going early.
I guess he goes live every night at
Oh,
7:30.
Holy fuck, the time has flown right by today.
Yeah. And who the hell is that person? And why am I subbed?
I stopped asking that question because I've got.
No, there's a channel called Trolls and Hoes.
Well, it might be somebody that's changed their channel name.
That's why I'm trying to figure out who the fuck it is.
And Trolls and Holes is a good name.
I'm sub to like. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sub to 217 channels right now. So.
Oh, you can count how many channels you're sub to?
Well, I can see 7, and then the arrow down says show 210 more.
Oh shit, mine doesn't even go that. I don't think mine can count that high. Does that show that on the?
On the left side, just where your subs are. I've got 7, and then it's got an arrow, and I can expand it to show 210
Oh
more.
yeah, it does. They show 954 more. But the thing is, I know all 954 of them, except for that fucking one. So who the fuck are you? That's crazy. Here, let me see if I know the
Everyone's
voice.
for tuning in. I wonder where my partner in crime is. If anyone wants to jump up in the meantime.
See,
If anyone wants to jump in the meantime, waiting for my partner in crime. You know who I speak of. But he's running a bit late, like.
and I don't even know anybody in the
Crack,
chat.
Limerick. Thanks for dropping in.
Sorry, man, I got to unsub.
But, yeah.
I don't know you. Sorry, you're down to 102 subs now. I don't know you.
Anybody wants to.
And he's begging for people to jump up on his panel. If anybody wants to join. He had a strong English accent. I don't fucking know. Anywho.
Is that medicinal alcohol?
No shortage of alcohol. It's medicinal. Yes, it's medicinal.
What the fuck? Good. Oh, it's working now. Fucking mic cut out again.
I'm something around 200 because every once in a while I go through and I don't remember this name and I don't remember this name.
Bye. I get you.
I got a number that are even just dead channels, but I keep them around because just what I do on my channel, they're dead channels, but they're dead Canadian channels. I might want to use some content off at some point.
Yeah.
Mm.
Already seen that. No justice. Crazy fucker.
No peace.
He's a crazy fucker. I like No Justice. He's crazy. Stop groaning like that, Myron.
Why?
Because I know that's what comes with getting old. And I don't like it as is. I'm always fucking cramped up and shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you haven't abused your body as much as I did, or had it looked after when you did do it, you might be okay too.
10 years I remember at work, man. I'd be fucking running up and down roofs, lifting furnaces up and down the stairs. I didn't give a shit. Now it's like, oh man. It's catching up. Wood stoves. I don't want to fucking do any more of those.
Yeah, but I like a wood stove.
I love them too. I don't like lifting them and putting them in your house and then installing your chimney for it.
Yeah.
I don't mind putting wood in it and enjoying the heat.
Yeah, that's the way I like them too.
Exactly.
About, what was it? 25, 30 years ago, me and three other people sat up and cooked a turkey one night in a wood stove oven. And took it into town, cooled it off overnight, and had it the next day.
Mhm.
It was good.
Actually, yeah, I think I might do that too for next winter. Cheapen up the fucking heating bill here. Either put a wood furnace in or a wood stove. I can get it done real cheap.
You know, it's even cheaper. Instead of wood, you just burn bodies.
You send them to me, man. I'll burn them.
Well, yeah, you could provide a service.
Yep.
Make good money doing that.
The place where I used to work, he switched to oil burning heaters. And he's gotten everybody to donate their oil after they change it out of their trucks or their cars.
That's what I should do down here because everybody wants to get away from oil now because it's so. They're going to oil or heat pumps.
He's for free because he's burning up all the oil. And all it does is just leave some charged stuff at the bottom of his tray every once in a while that he has to clean out.
Yep.
But everybody's donating to him, so it's all free. Smart man.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that wouldn't be hard to swing. I mean, go to find a couple oil changing places. You got to get rid of that oil somehow.
Oh no, not to that extent. Maybe for a shop, you'd need a waste oil burner for that. And generally, you only see those in big shops and stuff. You won't put a waste oil burner in your house. You could, but you'd be retarded too.
I don't pay that bill anyway, so.
You would be, but
put a couple in dealerships.
How about if we heated the water in another building with waste oil and then just circulated it through?
Yeah, put a couple waste oil furnaces in at a couple dealerships. I seen the bill, well over 25 grand for. We did one at two of them at Toyota. Not cheap shit. And then you got to have the oil to burn. It's ideal for a place like that because they get the dirty oil all the time.
Yeah. He told me he's got fucking tankfuls at home to burn yet. Everybody's giving it to him. Fuck, I was thinking maybe trying to change my own oil on my truck and giving him the oil, but fuck, he don't need it. Besides, it's been, I don't know, 4 years since I changed the oil in my truck.
Oh, the problems you have with your soreness and moving around, Myron, you don't want to be changing your own oil. That's a pain in the ass.
Oh, I know it is.
Someone else to do it.
So.
Well, I hired young guys and they ain't worth a shit.
Look, when I was younger, I used to do all my own body work, all my own mechanical work. These days, not that I'm driving right now, but these days I certainly couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't got the cash.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do all my work too on the car I had last, but it was too far gone, so I bought me a brand new vehicle, and No, not gonna do it.
Well, these days with the vehicles, it's a different thing working on them. You gotta fucking have
Mhm.
tons of electronic equipment and shit.
Like, hey, I'm pretty good with computers, and my car's not that far off from a computer. Give it a bit more time, and I'll be able to upgrade the memory and all that shit in the car.
Yeah, well, it's not like working on a car from 70s or 80s. Fuck, give me one of those. I can tear it down to the ground and put it back together. No
Mhm.
problem.
Mine's in the 90s, and I think I could still do it. There's a couple of electronic parts on it, but you just fucking replace those. They're on the wall.
And yeah, the weirdest part too, I learned something today. When I first bought the car, they told me it new to me. Somebody owned it for like the first 20,000 kilometers. Beautiful shape. But they told me that person upgraded everything full on, which they did. I can see it all. And they told me I had a 10-year warranty for rust protection and shit. Like, oh, okay. Because, like I like to get undersprayed every year because down here, the salt content in the water, shit rusts pretty quick. So I was down at the shop today, getting the car to fucking melt all the snow out of the nooks and crannies due to the storm we just had. My buddy's a truck driver, he's a mechanic. He came down, met me for a bit, and I had the hood open so it would melt all the snow out of that shit. And there's this little fucking thing that's stuck. It's just like a Velcro thing stuck in there. I seen it before. I didn't know what the fuck it was. He looked at it. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's trying to clean his glasses. I'm like, "I don't know. It says this." It's like, "Oh shit, that's the anti-rust thing." I'm like, "Huh?" It's all wired in and shit, and apparently it can stop the rust from inside to out in your vehicle. He knew of it. Like he's a truck driver. He's the one who used to do all, if I needed brakes or shit, he'd come down and help me out and oil changes and shit. Like what the fuck? Why is there an electronical fucking thing to prevent rust? I don't get it. I'm still gonna get the fucker sprayed every year because it sucks down here. Fucking changing rocker panels every couple of years.
Wow. Apparently.
It's
So I'm looking this up now. Electronic rust inhibitor.
What the fuck was it? Yeah. And I still know fuck all about it till he pointed it out to me.
Well,
Mr.
there is a primer out there. You scrape her right down to the paint and put this primer on, and it's some kind of black shit. And it just coats everything, and supposedly it'll last for a long fucking time. It's expensive, but guys, when they were doing their vehicles up here, that's what they were putting on. I can't remember the name of it. Oh.
Apparently, it was at one point banned in Canada, but then they allowed it again when they were able to prove that it worked.
Okay, don't throw your back out celebrating there, Jane.
APA.
Oh, kind of fucked up the conversation there. I get bored with the United States in football. It's too slow compared to Canadian.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta look more into that fucking Rust thing now. I'm reading it too. I'm finding it. When
Yeah,
dealers timer
I
10
read-
years.
I read a little bit about it, and from what I can see, depending on what you're reading, questionable results.
Yep.
Yeah.
But hey, there's a fucking warranty on it, so. But I'm gonna have to go back to the dealership and say, okay, what's the catch with this? Do I have to get something annually inspected, or because that's kind of what I'm reading on one thing here.
But you have to get inspected annually.
That's I'm gonna hit the dealership up there in a couple days and see what's going on.
You should be able to figure it out with your own laptop.
No. I want to. Well, either that or I gotta fucking read the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages that came with buying this car. I don't like reading. I'll just go to him and he'll be like, okay, here, let's check this out. Okay. And he'll do it free.
Well,
He doesn't have to do anything. He just has to tell me, what do I have to do to make this 10 years true? Is there a catch?
mine's a 97. It's pretty much been sitting in my yard for 12 years now, maybe 12 and a half. And most of the time, all it does is rust. I think what I'm going to do is, because it's rusting out under the door, I'll get some of that foam, fill it in, and just cut it with a knife or maybe a grinder and paint it green. Match my truck.
Why the fuck, man?
Couple of pieces of duct tape will hold the stuff over the wheel wells. But what? What?
Never mind.
Oh, I'm gonna go for a piss.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
I got a mind. Because whatever I was going to say when I said what you said, something disappeared out of my head.
You just get some of that. What I was going to say is just get some of that really thin, pliable plywood and make yourself a wood panel truck.
Well, for the back end up here, we do have a habit of taking the box off and just putting a wooden deck on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't have any money to do that, so it'll be just a frickin' dream, whatever. Whenever my truck goes down, it'll just stay down. I won't be able to fix it probably.
We don't have those kind of rust problems out here that you guys get, generally speaking.
Well, they're designed into all the cars. Any new car that has rust problems has it designed into it because there is paint and ways to fill in all the nooks and crannies, because that's when you're washing, you can't get all the nooks and crannies. And shit's squeezing it, and after a while it does start rotting out.
I'd just say whatever you do, don't brush paint your vehicle. Because I've seen somebody do that, and boy, does that look horrible.
Fuck it, rock guard the whole thing. Fix it all up. Weld metal where it needs to go and rock guard the whole fucking thing.
The vehicle I saw that was brush painted, it was a camper van, and it was brush painted purple.
I seen a little Toyota pickup was brush painted red. It had grooves in the paint.
Well, I just don't understand. What is a person thinking to brush paint their vehicle? Like, at least get a roller, dude.
Oh, no, brush paint it on and get a nice good base coat. And then just give it a light sanding and
No, I'm talking like you could see the brush marks from fucking 30 feet away.
a little bit more than light sanding then.
Like they used a fucking plastic Canadian Tire paintbrush, man.
You get a package of 5 of them for $4.99.
You could sand a lot of it off and then take spray cans and finish it off with spray cans.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not what these people did. I swear to God, they had to use like the fucking cheapest paintbrush they could get because you could see the brush marks from 30 feet away.
All right, I'm gonna go troll the fuck out of Slow Burner. He's going live now. I hope to see you there.
Well,
Right.
maybe I'll just.
I'm not gonna troll him. I'm gonna go mess around with him.
Thanks for coming up, Jason.
Anytime, man. I like joining your panel every day for a little bit, man. That's cool. Thanks for having me.
Catch you later.
Maybe catch you over there in a bit.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Take care, Canadian.
Catch you
Myron.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, thank you for coming up, too.
Oh, no problem.
She was slower, but since you come up, the time has just flown by.
Since I dropped a video yesterday, it's an off day for me. I'll probably work on another one for tomorrow, but
Yeah. Jeez.
oh, hey, fucking Jesus! There goes the yawning again.
Yeah. Well, everybody in chat, thanks for coming. Machine Stew, Jane Miller, everybody else that was in there.
I think machines might not know we're gone for a couple minutes because just by some of his comments earlier, I think he's a couple minutes behind in the stream.
Oh.
But I'm not sure. But we'll see. Well, he'll see. I guess we won't see because we won't be here.
Yeah. Well, catch you later, Machine Stew. You'll finally catch up to the stream sometime.
All right.
See you later.
See you,
Thanks for coming up.
See you, Myron.
Yeah.